Depot on the beat.
persons whose legitimate interests are safeguarded and affirmed through membership in the organization. You may be seated. Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, opening our speech of greetings to the Teacher Clark Griffiths, President of the JCSA.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Of course, they hear me say brothers and sisters because in the trade union movement, we acknowledge each other by calling ourselves brothers and sisters. So, good afternoon again, brothers and sisters, here in the audience and those who are joining us online. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. The last time I was introduced at a forum like this, the MC said the man of the hour. So I was saying, I don't know if I look anything like the man of the hour, but certainly I don't think so. But today, the men are the focus between 1 and 4:30. Let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you and to thank our presenters. Welcome again, brothers. Michael Maragh, thank you, sir, for coming. P.S. Wayne Robertson, we have a long history in the government service. How many of you know that Brother Wayne was a departmental representative for the Jamaica Civil Service Association? He was. So he's deeply entrenched in the trade union movement. Brother Wayne, I think you need to give him a round of applause. Yes. Thank you so much. And of course, brother, I'm still saying brother, Cleon, yes. Thank you, sir, from Sagicor. Of course, you know we share a special partnership with Sagicor, and we will continue to do so going forward. So thank you. Please help me welcome as well my first vice president and also monitoring officer for the Men's Coalition Committee, Brother Bryan. My second vice president, Brother Kelvin Summers, and I also want the Men's Coalition Committee members to stand for just a minute or a second, and ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I think they deserve a round of applause. Please, the last time the Men's Coalition met. By the way, welcome to our newly renovated auditorium. The last time the Men's Coalition met, we were not in this auspicious space, and I think there was we were on the outside, under the tent, and it was really hot. So I'm happy that you are now relaxed in our newly renovated auditorium, and this is just a part of the development of Justice Park, because we have further development going forward. So feel free, colleagues on the platform, to have your events here. When the time comes, we are available for rental. So I'm also promoting my organization's facility. Thank you. Colleagues, I am truly honored this afternoon to extend warm and heartfelt greetings to all of you, especially the persons who are volunteered to be here this afternoon to share with you on two important topics, men's image and finance. While celebrating the remarkable milestone achieved since the last men's coalition function, and colleagues coming out of the last men's coalition, the Jamaica Civil Service Association was able to negotiate with the government of Jamaica for the implementation of paternity leave, and that came out of the conversations that was held at our last Men's Coalition Committee, and I think that also deserves a round of applause. Over the years, the labor force, particularly trade unions, we have not spent enough time to look at what really impacts the men. And of course, I am happy to say that as a Jamaica Civil Service Association, we are a diverse union. So we have our Men's Coalition, we have our Women's Action Committee, and of course, both committees support each other. That is why you see some of our females here supporting the Men's Coalition Committee. We are a union that also looks out for the legitimate interests of all our members. And today I am pleased to see the persons who are here and those who have volunteered. Now, the Jamaica Civil Service Association is also an organization that thrives on volunteerism. And all of the members of the Men's Coalition Committee are volunteers. And in these day and age, we don't really have persons who volunteer their services so willingly, but in this organization we do, and so we also commend you. Before I take my seat, I just want to say two things, finally. When I was 5 years old, I can remember my mother saying to me, always leave the house looking your best. And so every time when we would leave home, she would say, make sure your clothes is clean, and make sure, and then in those days we had yard clothes, yard clothes, church clothes, and going out clothes, right? We did. Now I remember I could not wear my church clothes in the yard. Neither I wasn't able to wear my yard clothes to go out. But why is that important? Image is everything. Image is everything. And she used to say, God rest her soul, you should not look like your situation. It's nobody's business why you are going through what you're going through. So do never take out what is affecting you on others. And she also says, one last thing, if you look your best, you will attract the best. And persons will always want to be around you. My philosophy is, always look your best. And she also said that if you're done like a doorpost or ugly like the bottom of your shoes, the way you carry yourself, persons will forget the image or the way you speak, but once you look like you are somebody that they want to be around, that will always last, and persons will always remember what you look like. Persons will also remember how you made them feel. But always remember, when you leave this house, always look your best. I've always practiced that, and today I'm pleased to say that, as I said, whenever you look your best, you attract the best. And trust me, persons will associate with you based on your image. Now there's one more thing, and it's as it relates to finance. You don't have to wear expensive clothes to look your best. Persons don't have to wear expensive clothes. You always have to wear clean clothes, properly dressed and put together. And for me, image and finance works well together. One, if you have the money to spend on expensive clothes, do so. But don't use finances as an excuse for not keeping up with a particular image or looks. With that said, welcome, thank you, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the presenters have to say this afternoon, because I can see that they are looking very spicy. Thank you, and good afternoon again to all of you.
Thank you very much, Kendall. Hold on one second, Tish, because you're going to go to my song, eh? Thank you. Good, good. Well said, Madam President, and we look forward to the presentations. I won't say much because time is against us, so I'm going to invite Nashan Miller. He's a lead Male Empowerment Bureau of Gender Affairs in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Please, make him welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, or should I say brothers and sisters. It is with tremendous honor that I bring greetings on behalf of the Honorable Olivia Gray, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. The Honorable Minister gave her regards and is unavoidably absent. For some of you would know she should have been here today. Notwithstanding, she has indicated that the Jamaica Civil Service Association Men's Coalition Committee have her full support in hosting the third installment of Mantalk 101 series. As the Minister with responsibility for gender, the Honourable Minister has an obligation to lead the charge towards gender equality. And I can safely say that she wears that badge with great pride and tremendous honour. Through the work of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, the Ministry has addressed a number of concerns regarding men and boys in Jamaica. The medium-term socio-economic policy framework indicates that there are increased concerns for males who have been labeled by some members of the academia and policy directorate as marginalized. Currently, the issue of males being underrepresented and underserved in the economic and educational sectors is highlighted as an area of great concern. It is against this background that the Bureau of Women's Affairs was renamed and rebranded to the Bureau of Gender Affairs via Cabinet Decision 816 on March 21st, 2016. This to include and facilitate dialogue regarding males and to provide necessary resources to address daily concerns that they may confront. On the eve of Cabinet Decision 816, the BGA re-established the Special Service Desk for Men. One of the main functions of the SSDM, Special Service Desk for Men, is to promote the advancement of men and boys in areas they have been significantly underperforming, such as education, along with a wide range of issues encountered on a daily basis. The male desk served as a precursor to the SSDM, as it provided a blueprint for addressing the varying degree of problems encountered by men and boys in our society, and provided solutions such as training and creating gender awareness programs to tackle these problems. I'm just going to talk about some of the achievements of the Special Service Desk since inception. First, the conceptualization of a male network. A male network was formulated to gain perspective and create synergies with like-minded individuals and groups from various ministries, departments and agencies, along with community-based organizations, private sector organizations, faith-based organizations, NGOs and other stakeholders. International observances, International Men's Day, and our annual Outstanding Fathers Award. Gender sensitization sessions in schools, organizations and communities. Topics discussed such as toxic versus healthy masculinity, sexual harassment in the workplace, in schools, gender-based violence, bullying, positive male role model, domestic violence / intimate partner violence, projects and policies and programs, a basic dance TV series, more than an athlete, not just a player, positive fathering, a bridge to enhance family unity and community cohesion project, paternity and parental lead dialogue, Jamaica Young Fathers Program, and school male mentorship program. So the Bureau of Gender Affairs have two main programs currently running. The Young Fathers Jamaica Initiative, which has made significant strides in achieving its mandate to assist youth in making the successful transition into fatherhood. This initiative highlights the importance of supporting young fathers and providing guiding principles that will enable them to take on their roles and responsibilities in the view of becoming a father. As part of the ministry's Father's Day celebration, the participating young fathers were engaged in capacity building workshop in June of 2022, which featured presentation on professional services to boost their career development and entrepreneurship skills as young fathers. Over 25 participants were present. Also, the male mentorship program, and I hold this one very dear to my heart, as we have a mentorship program for young male youths in schools. Currently we're in phase 1. We're mentoring boys from Camperdown High School, Amy Selassie High School, St. Andrew Technical High, and the young fathers, young men associated with the young the YWCA in Spanish Town. Upcoming events: International Men's Day 2023 under the theme Zero Male Suicide. We will also have an International Men's Day health fair, a boys' home visit, an International Men's Day regional dialogue, International Men's Day commemorative church service, and International Men's Day banner event. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you once more on behalf of our Honorable Minister, and I look forward to a wonderful remainder of the afternoon as we focus on men's image and finance. I leave you with a quote. Fashion is not necessarily about labels. It's not about brands. It's about something else that comes from within you. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miller. And kindly give our warmest regards to the minister. I must also, boy, it's all about perspective. Because I remember when I went to university, I won't tell you when, but there was a department of gender studies. And I'm like, gender studies? Man, woman, what more you want about that? Then, I was forced into doing a course in gender studies. It was then that I was enlightened about all the different dynamics and the different policy decisions and directions and programs that need to be in place for balance in the workplace and balance in society and so on and so forth. So, the Bureau of Gender Studies is extremely important in our society. And I'm so happy that Nasham is a part of that, and we have a ministry dedicated to ensuring that we focus on the proper development of our genders, of our men and our women. As I say, it's a mission and not what? A competition. And now I will invite Brother Alan Carter. He is one of the co-chairs of the Men's Coalition Committee, along with Mikhail Campbell. But Carter is now going to bring greetings. And just before he does, let me use the opportunity again to thank and recognize the Secretary, the GS and staff of the Jamaica Civil Service Association. They work so hard. Right? I know that the GS is online. That's Tiffany Powell Williams. Very good last name, very good last name. Alright? And it doesn't realize as well that I didn't introduce myself. My name is Gareth Williams, and I'm your moderator this afternoon. So Tiffany, to you and the team, we thank you so much for all you do, and we look forward to more work from you. But right now, it's time for us to receive greetings from Alan Carter, co-chair of the Men's Coalition Committee.
Alright, thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Madam President of the JCCA, other distinguished other officers of the Officer Corps, namely Sir Prater, our monitoring officer, and Sir Kevin, our second VP. Also, Mr. Miller, representing the Ministry of Gender, Entertainment and Sports, to our guest speakers on the stage, and our distinguished brothers and sisters, both here in the audience and online, welcome. Warm greetings and a hearty welcome to a much anticipated Man Talk 101 event centered around the vital theme of men's image and finance. It is an absolute pleasure to have each of you join us on this insightful journey towards enhancing both personal and financial well-being. In a world where the facets of masculinity and financial prowess intertwined, this event seeks to provide you with invaluable tools, strategies, and perspectives to elevate your image and to empower your financial journey, aka your pockets. Over the course of our time together, you can look forward to engaging discussions, expert insights, and practical advice from distinguished speakers who have excelled in their respective fields, from refining your personal style to making informed financial decisions. Our aim is to equip you with the knowledge and confidence to navigate this very modern space. Remember, your presence here today reflects a proactive step towards self-improvement and a commitment to the betterment of not just yourself, but those in your community. We encourage you to participate wholeheartedly, ask questions, share your experiences, and let us forge a connection with like-minded men. Man Talk 101 is not just an event, it is an opportunity for growth, learning, and mutual support. And I will just take part from our MC to ensure that there is an understanding that this is not by any way a competition, but it is a mission for success. As we embark on this journey together, may you leave with a renewed sense of purpose, a sharpened style, and a more secure financial future. Once again, a warm welcome to Man Talk 101, Mastering Men's Image and Finance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us go to the end of our season of readings, and don't forget to go into the music reading, right? Because we've got speakers on stage, it's time to hear from them. And it's also interactive, all right? So feel free to just raise your hand if you've got a question or suggestion, so we can have more robust participation in this session. So that's it. Brother Jerry Richards will introduce our speaker, and that first speaker will be Maragh. Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been given to me the opportunity to introduce to you the first guest speaker. He's none other than Maragh. He may be regarded as a career civil servant, having been employed by the government of Jamaica for over 32 years. He currently serves in the capacity of a consultant in the financial management as a financial management specialist with the Ministry of Health and Inter-American Development Bank funded project HSSP. He's also the CEO for Maragh Management Institute and Consultancy. In the past, Mr. Maragh served his country as Principal Finance Officer at the Ministry of Health. He also was the Director of Finance at the AGDB. He was the Director of Pensions and Salaries at the Accountant General Department also. Mr. Maragh has a passion for helping and developing youth, and as such, he conducts motivational sessions at schools across the country. A friend to a man and a servant of God, Mr. Maragh is a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ at the Power of Faith Ministries International. Amen. Amen. I did a little delving, and I found that according to Observer, September 11, 2005, Mr. Maragh shared that he admires people like Arvin Hill, Michael Lee Chin, Bud Stewart, who he says are examples of men who have worked for every bit of what they have achieved, who came from humble homes and no family name or riches behind them. As such, today, he still lives by the mantra, I know where you come from and where you have go. Where you go. Let me do that again. I know where you come from and where you're going to go. And he holds dear to the refrain, success is a result of hope, hard work, and faith in Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as Mr. Michael Maragh comes to us. Help me teach him this expression, and where you come from, and where you go. Tell him for me, please. Everybody says, and where you come from, and where you go. Man, where you spoken from. But the topic today to present on as it relates to man and finance is quite interesting. And I'll say this first, that a sidebar with PS and Cleon, that concerning the topic here today, Manta, is well overdue, underscore also by God. It's well needed and in no way can be discounted as it relates to its importance. I am praying sincerely that this is a springboard of many more such discussions that will not be confined only to the government of Jamaica or the Jamaica Civil Service Association, but in some way will spread throughout Jamaica and go right into the fiber and the thread of this country. Because if we're going to have change, then man after man up. And manning up is not just when you reach to the end of that road, where we look at someone with a PhD and with a master's or running a successful business. We're talking about how do you start. So today we have financial experts, and many other experts are here. As a matter of fact, I think that all of us are experts in our own right concerning finances. And everybody has unique ways of doing things. Nevertheless, I want to share with you, and what I share with you in no way at all is conclusive of the various approaches that we can take in life. But to see it as a start, as breaking bread, about a topic that we need to talk about. That we need to start sharing and sharing in a constructive way. And I'm happy that for the sake of this program today, that it is being recorded and in a place where people can access it at a later time. And for those who are online, I'm asking you to click and share the link even before Piers and once the presentation come up, because they are going to be tools that they need to hear. We talk about finances. We're not talking about shares today. We're not talking about preference share, ordinary shares, or dividends. We're not going to make reference to, even though we have two of Jamaica's financial institutions present, one of them being a giant, but nevertheless, we also want to bring down how do we manage our pay. Yes, your pay, my pay. How do we manage our income in a real way? Because you always hear people say, oh, your money must work for you. And it's a prescription for your wealth. But you have to first have that money to invest. That's what we're talking about today. How do you manage yourself in such a way that you have some form of money to make money work for you? Now, everybody wants to retire early. The first thing to really think about is yourself. How are you managing yourself? Can you manage yourself? Because some persons don't have enough money to feed themselves. And I'm not throwing word on those who are bigger than me. And always say that some persons are starving themselves. I'm just starting off and say, can you manage your affairs?
Managing your affairs involved, it will certainly cross over to the other presentation. How do you cover yourself? I start with that because some of us clothes are so shabby, it's covering. We're not walking naked, but some of us look quite nice. I can jump now to say that some of us have vault at home. Vault? What do you mean by vault? Your closet is a vault. But some of us don't understand that you're putting money into areas that you can't get a return. That's one way of looking at it. So I come back to my primary question. And I'm trying to also catch up on the time so we can hear from the other presenters. And then we can have that back and forth discussion. We must be able to come to terms first. How much am I earning? And how much does it cost to take care of it? You always hear people talk about self-love. I'm not talking about self-love. I'm talking about taking care first of yourself. And if you are in a state where you're taking care of your family, then I'm talking about taking care of your family before you take care of yourself. And I don't want to start to preach. Because if I start to preach, I will not stop. I will drop it in, nevertheless, that you must consider your current circumstances. Alright? Let me talk about someone who is living with their parents. Not because they are man, that means that some of us not living with our parents there. Some of our parents want us to live with them forever. So you don't have rent to pay. You don't have light to pay, providing them own that house. You don't have water to pay. That doesn't mean the bill is not coming. So what is your contribution? Then you can start to see the picture that I want to create in the few minutes. That there are expenses. How much of it belongs to you? And I'm talking about how I feel like, no, I mean in a constructive way. How much of the bill belongs to you? If you're the one running that home, the bill is your bill. It's not you and your wife dealing with your bill first. Because then you just say you're the main breadwinner. I soon bring in the wife to talk about the man today. Give the ladies a break. Your bill. Ladies just say amen. If you're ladies just say amen. If your light bill, if your water bill, if your food bill, and if his rent is your rent and his mortgage is your mortgage. Don't want to start preaching. Except for this reason, a man should leave his mother and his father and cleave unto a wife. So before you take on wife, you should know that your bill. You took the lady from her family home, then you must have a plan to what? Take care. Don't want to go down too far down that road. The picture that I'm painting, you must know your expense. Then if you know what is your expense, then I'm assuming you must have income. Then if you don't have no income and you have expense, you see the problem already. Then it means that each and every one of us, as a matter of fact, if I use something from teaching in terms of ACC, I will say this. Every business starts in a loss. And it works its way out of loss. How is that so? All the staff that have a signed contract represent an expense, a committed cost. So therefore the company on the 1st of January, I'm bringing this principle to the family and how man manage themselves. The first thing at the beginning of the year, a company is in loss and it works its way from a loss-making situation into a break-even or a profit-making situation. Is it the same way? You know what are your expenses because you decide on them. There are some that we say are common among us, but you decide on the expense. Let me tell you one that you decide on that I don't have. Some persons have to go to a Friday and drink. I don't have that. So you decide, just throw that out there, and I say the time is not enough. You say, I have to go this place each quarter. You decide on that. The things that we don't decide on are common, which usually fall in utilities and the roof, up above, and food. And even with food, my brother said, don't leave up the car. I want to tell you, so you decide on that too. Coming to you. You see, these things verbally will determine your total expense. Why I'm so hard on the expense? Because most persons say, I don't have enough money. And I keep trying to pass it. You have a passion coming on. I try to pass it on to say, in business, there are two things, every business. And you must consider yourself as an entity. Try to manage revenue and expense. When a business is not able to increase its profit through increasing revenue, then the only other option is to reduce its expense. So if you're in a situation where you can't increase your revenue, then you must be able to find ways to reduce your expense. That's why I asked you first, what are your expenses? You must determine your expense. Now, let me just jump quickly over the car. You see, I have to accept my expenses. And when I look at the little income that I have, and it cannot change, and it will not change, that the government not change this. So what is missing from the profile that I started with as an OPCR 100 point? It was actually the lowest paid government then, and it was next to being unemployed. As a matter of fact, the pay was so low that a gentleman on a Rima told me that when he heard that I got $520 fortnight, he said, you feel easier after that? He said, you can beg my fortnight to pay in a week. The gentleman did the maths and said, you can beg that on the road. Nevertheless, when I realized that income will not change, because not like now when we go and beat drum and band on the protest and get 80% and some people, some 4 get 200%, we will not call their names. You understand? Then 10 years you get 5% max. If you get 10, you're happy. So if you're getting $520, they get 10%. There's not really much to cheer about. Nevertheless, TSP will be better because that's your favorite place to have done. So I had to walk on bridge. I had to look at the bus, and I had to look at the bus fare and the distance. And say, I have a choice. If I want to have a better surplus, then I have to cut the expense. One of the ways of cutting the expense is walking back and forth. One of the ways of cutting my expense was by the bun with no cheese. One of my way of cutting the expense was to eat the bun and cheese water. Because the income will never go up. Most people see me today and wonder, you know, I'm asleep. I said it is inbuilt. Many years of compulsory fasting. I'm never rest the cancel. You need it by bone, cheese, and juice. But the point is that I could not change space, the revenue. So the only way to have anything left is to reduce. So now, the man that needs to ask themselves, alright, what about clothes? So we're talking about that. Yes, I had a pants. I used to laugh about this. A pants that was blue, and when it became cream, you know, when I had my wife is not here, but she couldn't watch it. And the girls were calling to me, and I laughed. Because the pants was, wash out. You know, my friends and I, we invented stone wash jeans and wash out jeans. And then we saw people start buying wash out clothes. We are laughing, we're supposed to go down there, we wash out clothes. It's funny enough how some things that you used to look down and then people go and buy it. No, I'll be honest with you. And over time you recognize that you have to also come to terms. So gentlemen, this is my second one. Come to terms with the fact that you're broke. You don't have no money. Stop pretending like you have. Like they asked me when I was growing up in the ghetto, if I don't want a girlfriend, I said no. I said no, as I don't want a boyfriend either. So why? I said, think about this. I said, my father was skilled when I was 3 years old. My mother worked at KPH in the kitchen. That's another story. What she going to. And I said, my neighbor, my mother, the girl in her room, she broke. See, our father, the Lord, definitely broke. Our mother broke. We get involved. We have a broke baby. So we rule out relationship long time. And the people look on and when there's something wrong with them, they say, come check out the situation. They don't have no money. They say, you know how much it costs to go to carry? If I don't have a bus, we have to walk on here. Oh, as a matter of fact, I can tell you. When I went to car on a date one time. And when the date come, the date came with another date. Jen and a friend got these girls down and carry girls with them. I'm just going to say, no, we're not going again. Just say, no, we have hard carry. We're in front of them. I said, well, one money now, we're not going again. They say, anyway, I'm paying for everybody to say, you understand this. You see, if a girl wanted to take out on a date, I have no problem with it. Me now go. Come down the money. So if you want us to go, but some of you feel shame because I want them along. Shame enough that I say, no man, you can't do that. No, if she want to go to movie, I will go with her. I will sit down anywhere in the theater as long as we don't pay. I will wait till come on TVJ or back then JDC. And when somebody walk in the car with their phone and record it and come give us. The fact I'm making is that I outline to all my friends. I don't have it. And the third point I'm making, my mother tells me this. Don't ever put your hands up. Finish the statement, man. So, in a very quick way, where I come from, the understand that I'm going to try my best to make. There was nothing impressive about how I attire. So I never tried to impress nobody where clothes is concerned. There was nothing impressive about when I travel on the road. I mean, when I go on a bus, and the doctor said, go down in the bus. That's a good thing. They go way down the bus. When you come and say fear, I'm saying, no, my friends, come on, I don't argue, I farm. I'm going to come on to the bus stop. I'm going to wait for another bus. I'm going to go on the bus. And depending on how far I live on my stop, determine how far I go down in the bus. I will soon reach my stop and walk home. And if the doctor said, fear, he said, another friend said, come on, I don't park in my stop. So I accept the fact that the only way to start make a change where finance is concerned is to accept that I don't have it, and the little that I had, I am going to make the best use of it. I don't feel the way with you on your class. I don't feel the way with you on your night. No, I don't feel the way because your circumstances different. Mine is also different, but two of us have to live. And I appreciate the fact that maybe somebody in your family did better planning for you, and you're in a better position. But I'm currently in this state, and I have to plan always to come out of this. So in 2 minutes, I accept the fact that I must work hard. So I applied for a job with the Ministry of Health, and KP got the job. Gentleman asked when I can start work, I said 2 days. I put in last back then, I ordered certain things. As a matter of fact, just put the food picture properly together. When I walk into TSP, I did not order. The cashier knew what I want. A party and a Pepsi. And years later, I could go to Arbitrary and walk with anyone at the cashier downtown and just push in the money. They know what I want. We don't buy nothing else. We can't afford nothing else. And if the money is less, it means there's a party we want today. And I will stand downtown, right in that TST that used to be right in the parade area, eat my party and walk right up the KP. You see, I accept that this is where I'm at. And I look at where I want to go. All of us have that plan. And what I will have to do to get there. And incrementally, you have to accept responsibility for yourself. I can no longer look at my mother and say, yeah, my mother, what happened? You could have chosen a better father. No, that happened already. I am responsible for myself, and I take decisions that are in the interest at the time of myself. And I save $1, $2, not much to you, but I'm $1 more today than I was yesterday. And I appreciate small successes. And incrementally, you will take yourself out of any financial deficit that you are in if you are disciplined and if you accept where you are. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maragh. 3 main points. Reduce your expenses. Come to terms with your financial situation and don't live above your means. Don't put your hand there. You can reach it. And I think his idea is suited for this conversation because of his humble beginnings, but you know what I mean? He's so pragmatic. And that's something that's absent from a lot of our thinking. You know? You realize that a party and a Pepsi alone. Bun, no cheese. Or if you go for the cheese and you treat yourself, you know, so I want that way. you know? And that's bit about choosing to not be in a relationship because you know that is also a line item on your budget. A real thing. We thank you for that experience that you shared, rooted in how you approach your life. The floor is open. We have microphones. If there are any of you who want to raise a quick question. Yes, we have a quick question over here. Can we get a microphone to this? In the interest of time.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for your presentation. A lot of points really strike home. In the introduction, I was mentioned that you admire Michael Leachin and Orbin Hill and some others. But I was wondering if you could take us back to those formative years when you were just starting out your journey, your career, your work life. Who were some of the influences, the model figures that you looked up to, had a relationship with, or just emulated from a distance to help to develop that discipline that you mentioned to make some of these pragmatic choices, these tough choices that, let's face it, not too many of the men in our culture, back then or even now, would be so committed to make and to keep to, you know, relationships, food, expense management, and so on. Who are some of these influences in your formative years?
Thank you for the question. I'll try and answer this as short as possible. I give you a name, and you may not have heard of this financial genius before. Vilma Smith. It's actually my mother. What happened when she was 15 years old? Actually, she got pregnant when she was 15 and was born when she was 16. My mother brought me to KPH when she was working in the kitchen. And she taught me no work is degrading. She taught me finances by showing me earnings at market. By somebody selling her something, let us say, for $3.20. And she walk away and buy the $3.10. The 10-cent matter. She taught me that don't waste anything. That is the point. If 3 of us are here and you will cook chicken, we cook 3 pieces. The math is easy. 1 is 1. Not 9 waste. We're not going to buy a bread. We're going to buy a quarter of a bread. We're going to buy a bread in a shop to the wheat. In this house, bread don't spoil. She taught me without using any of the terms that I learned on my way to become a chartered accountant, that in finance you transfer the risk. If life go away now, the man around the shop and you have the risk with all the meat that's spoiled. In this house, only thing in the fridge is water. The shop is so close, if you want half a stick of butter, just walk by it and come back. She taught me that every cent must be money. That's why they kind of have a hard time in their work. Because what I'm saying to them, we manage from a zero base. The government of Jamaica manages the budget on a recurrent basis. Nevertheless, it is from a zero base every time we start. I learned that principle without even knowing that the term is zero. My mother is the greatest influence in the sense that she said, listen, we stop salt through wooden spoon. She said it is never, that term that is at the end of that profile came from her. It's never where you come from. It's where you stand from. So that financial discipline was taught at an early stage. Now, this is something I can't say in that opening remark. Is that one of the best assets, or should I say income to you, if you take some time to those who don't understand, is the benefit of an opportunity cost. It's what you pay yourself through saving through your action. And I have learned that sometimes we may not earn financially, but I save financially. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you so much for the president and for the response. I'm so sorry, we're not going to take any more from the floor at the moment. But, no, not so much. But now I'm inviting Dwayne Goodison to introduce our second speaker. And our second speaker, as you know, is the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Legal Affairs and Constitutional Reform. So here comes Dwayne.
That's not Dwayne.
Dwayne McCall. Oh, Andre McCall. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going with the program here. My apologies.
It's not your fault. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Permit to say all protocols observed. I stand to introduce our next speaker in person of Mr. Wayne O. Robertson, JP. Wayne O. Robertson is currently the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. He is also a Justice of the Peace for the parish of St. Andrews. He is a strategic thinker, high achiever, a dynamic and transformational leader with a penchant for excellence. That almost sound like the name Andre McLeod, don't you? Mr. Robertson's professional career began in 1997 at his alma mater, Kingston College, where he taught French for a short period. Thereafter, he transitioned to the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, where he was exposed to technical cooperation and project management while working in the bilateral unit. During his tenure at the PIOJ, he worked on projects funded by the United States Agency for International Development, the USAID, and the former Canadian International Development Agency, CIDA, and the Department for International Development, DFID, of the United Kingdom. Mr. Robertson holds a Master of Science degree in government and 2 bachelor's degrees, including a Bachelor of Laws. He is fluent in French, and I'm sure our French-speaking viewers will appreciate this capability. And he is also trained in project management, policy development and implementation, strategic planning, performance monitoring and evaluation, and is a Prosky certified change management practitioner. He previously served as Chief Technical Director at the Office of the Prime Minister, served also as Principal Director, Public Sector Modernization Program Implementation at the Office of the Cabinet, Senior Director, Strategic Policy, Planning, Projects and Research at the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. He also served as Senior Director for Strategic Policy, Planning and Reform, and Senior Director for Corporate Services at the former Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. Mr. Robertson is also a former board member of the Heart NSTA Trust. He has recorded game-changing achievements over the years and led the processes which culminated in the following: development and implementation of the revolutionary Ananda Alert Missing Children System, implementation of the electronic business registration system, introduction of gov.jm, which is an online portal which enables clients of the government of Jamaica to access a wide range of services and information in a single space. Development of the micro, small and medium-sized enterprise, MSME, and entrepreneurship policy, and contributed significantly to the development of the service excellence policy. He also contributed to conceptualizing and securing partnership with Digicel to train staff of the Ministry of Local Government and its portfolio agencies and local authorities in customer service at no cost to the government. Mr. Robertson has also served as sports administrator. He is former president and general secretary of the Jamaica Volleyball Association. During his tenure as president, Jamaica was ranked #1 in the Caribbean in beach volleyball, the first in Jamaica's history. In addition, he conceptualized the Parish Association model and the primary schools volleyball league to aid the development, growth, and sustainability of the sport. He is passionate about mentoring young people, contributing to charitable projects, and serving the people of Jamaica. Brothers and sisters, I invite you to put your hands together as I turn over to our next speaker, Brother William O. Robinson.
Give him another mic.
Thank you, sir. Let me recognize the Master of Ceremonies, our President, in whom I am extremely pleased, Speaker Advocates, two Vice Presidents, guest speaker, Camilla from the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Education and Sport, of course, Mr. Carter, who is the co-chair for the Very Project Committee, my fellow panelists, gathered online. I greet you all very well. I'm going to start off by asking a question. If I was to ask you, sir, if your colleagues at work or in your neighborhood, if they were to, what's your name? Your first name? Desmond? If they were to use some adjectives to describe Desmond, what would they say?
Very particular, hardworking.
Well dressed?
Well dressed.
Alright. Believe it or not, that's your brand. So, I always say this and ask a question also. How will our eulogy be read? So when we were born, December 29, 1974, everything. That's when we have life, and we are going and building our brand from we were born. So we have to be very careful of what we say, how we behave, and how we communicate. We're building our brand each day. So I just wanted to start off with that. So when we talk about personal image and personal brand, it's really how people perceive you at a glance. Those who are looking on, those persons could be your co-workers, your external stakeholders with whom you have to interact, persons in your communities, or those persons who you have to interface with on the street. You may have some negative experiences with people on the road, but they will remember you. But it was bad word for me. That's your brand. And they see you next time and say, oh, the same man because bad. So you will be remembered based on that interaction. So be very careful how you behave, how you communicate with people. In fact, it was Dan Schobel who tells us that we should brand ourselves for the career that we want, not for the job we currently have. What did I say? Anybody remember it? What did Dan Schobel tell us? So you're looking ahead. How am I preparing myself for that higher calling? Am I static? Am I training? You may be a poor communicator, but you're getting some training in effective public speaking. You may want to work on your attire, clean, professional image. Package. The best leaders in the world didn't get there by chance. It's a voracious drive to be the best. The behind the scenes work. When you see the finished product of Obama's speech, I'm sure it's not just delivered just like that. Preparation. Success is when preparation is opportunity. So the question is, what personal brand are you creating? Ask yourself that question. Also ask yourself, what is my personal brand? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Brand development and imaging should not be the remit of marketers only, or corporate communicators in organizations. We talk about the image, Mr. Maragh, about the image of an organization. What about your personal image? So be careful of how we go about that. No, just a tip. Google yourself and see what comes up. You can do it now if you want, but you don't have to do it now. Just type in the name and see what comes up. That is your brand. That is your track record. Some persons will Google their names and the Jamaica Observer article dated April 4th, 1992. Man held up, two persons and robbed them. That's your footprint. It's there. It's still there. Your name is there. Though I should caution that it could be someone else with the same name. But you get the point I'm making. That is your brand. So be careful of one, your behavior, how you communicate, and your overall character. Right? So, your brand compass, what is that? When you talk about compass, you talk about direction, right? So your brand compass tells us to define our purpose. What is our purpose in life? You have to define that. I can't do it for you, these two gentlemen can't do it for you. Maybe we could sit down and help you, but you get what I'm saying. You have to put in the work and define your purpose in life. How do you get from point A to B to C? Ultimately to the career of your choice. That doesn't come by chance, but it's purposeful, well defined. Your vision. What is the vision you want to create for yourself? You should really create a vision board from early in the day. And they said that you must cut out things and paste it on a wall and create a board. Nice place in your, fridge door or your room door that you can look at it each day and say, that is the position I want to aspire to. Chief Executive Officer of this company, Satikor, for example. Principal Finance Officer. I want to aspire to that. And you are actually seeing it and touching it each day. And then you get that voracious drive to aspire to and achieve. So define your vision. If you want to be the best software developer, say that. But say when you want to do that. 5 years time, 10 years time, but you may need to put in some work, you may need to do a master's, you may need to do training. Purpose, what's your purpose, but also your vision. Statement must be clearly defined. Your mission, what is your vision statement? It's more operational. It could be about, if you're into mentoring young people, you can include that in your vision statement, as well as your corporate ideals and your imperatives. You want to be you want to develop a cadre of young men who give back to their communities through a mentorship program. Just give you an example. What are your core values? Very often we lose sight of that. And listen to this when you're doing strategic planning. That process involves developing core values for organization. But what about the personal side of it? You need to also define your core values. What are you defined by? Professionalism, integrity, because that's your brand, They don't say about your teeth, or you have integrity as the core value, you don't say your teeth. Simply put. You have to define those things. And what I find is that we're almost shy and embarrassed to be deliberate in defining our brand. It's not something that we really take seriously, Right. We have to define the goals, set your goals. Because for your brand now to take shape, it has to be well thought out, calculated, targeted, I heard that word. Yes, it is not by chance. Because you may have a brand in your mind that you want to be a charismatic professional leader with integrity and espouse all of these ideals, these values. But at the end of the day, are you deliberate, consistently going after these things day by day? So it has to be deliberate because it can actually be an event rather than a process. So you have to be deliberate in goal setting, target setting. But you also want to go back and say, so that I have to really measure, after a year, how much brand look? And you ask your colleagues, how much sale? To get to social media. Because our brands are but maybe your preference, my preference, because I was going to the bar library, and he said, well, hold on, let's sit on that bar chair. Even though I set an appointment, I'm waiting for the line long. And then we put it in low. And then we said, hold on a minute, but the next week it go back. So we said, hold on a minute. Took the bull by the horn and said, cut it off first. You know? Cut it off. It was difficult to do, but I did. But I've gotten so comfortable with bowling that it has been clean up so that you have a nice clean interview. Right? Don't be afraid to go to the gym and work because the physical matters, right? Nice. Muscles and things. Nothing wrong with that. That's your image. You don't want to be Hercules, but work on your image, your physical image. Well, I can't emphasize dress, look from top to bottom. And being consistent. Not just Monday to Friday. I heard earlier that teacher Johnson what happened back then when they were a grandmother. Yes, when you should go on, you should go on. No, you know what happened? No, you know what? Rush on and say, hold on, sit up. But then you got a puncher, and you have to come out, you may have to go buy a tire because it's kind of, you don't want to steer. You interface within an establishment. You put makeup on, you put makeup on the top. And they have seen you after many years. That's going to be their minds. But you must look now, see the year does someone, you know. So consistent, insufficient dress up, Monday to Friday, images, road, 7 days a week. Sunday best is always good. Sunday best. So the physical is very important. The physical. How are we communicating with our aggressive, loud, every time?
Professional, with our police at work.
How do we communicate? And that is, ladies and gentlemen, brand that we are developing. Now, very important is that we use various media to project a certain image of ourselves and a certain brand. No, when I recruit people, I Google their names and I go on Facebook with their account and see who I'm going to interview. Oh Lord, what you see may shock you. It may be very naked pictures up there. But that is how I want that's not image. That's not I want to be associated with. No, the brand. It may be the beach that's different. But your total is about parading your assets. In the dance, nothing wrong with that. On the beach, that is your profile. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all your phone that you have created. That is the brand that you have created yourself. So the caution is be very careful about loading photos spontaneously to these platforms because that's the brand that you will be damaging or improvement. You get the point. Very important. And the audience, don't get the audience who is looking on determine the brand. And they may want to copy the brand. The audience is really external people who are looking on at you. You describe areas
and I believe in that, but that is how they have their view because of who you are. So their perception of you is positive because of what you have done and what you have been doing. So be very careful about the domain because people are looking. And people on social media prospective employers, they are part of the audience. Be careful of the brand. Be careful. And that's how we know, because we want to ensure that there's global discussion. And there's nothing in trying to generate publicity. I'm not personally into the number of likes and for me that doesn't matter. For some influencers it clearly matters. And they will go to great lengths. They buy these things so that they can get more likes than everybody else. Manufactured likes. But they have developed a certain brand, which is why they have become influencers. Right? They have several followers on Instagram, for example. But that's the brand that they have developed. Question is, what brand you want for yourself? So stop and think before you post on social media. Because people will remember this on your actions, words, and posts. I will pause there and that pose the next right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Check, there we go. We'll take one question on the floor. One question going twice. So, all right, no more questions. Thank you very much, Wayne. Now, just a quick recap, ladies and gentlemen, just before we get into the next presenter. Because what I heard from Wayne, in essence, we're talking about principles. Like personal psychology, it's called internal locus control, right? Where you're focusing on you, right? And essentially, treat yourself like a business. Treat yourself like a business. You use phrases like revision, core value, right? People will remember, but people will all definitely remember how you made them feel. You will forget the name. But you're less likely to forget the face. Even less likely to forget how that person made you feel, especially if it's a negative experience that you had with them. Right? So remember all of these things. Your brand building is a daily occurrence. It's not just now. Something that you have to work. And by the way, you want to change your brand, you have to put in a lot of work that cause you don't want one thing all the while. And change that view, they're going to have to make some action, take those actions for a long while as well. You understand? So bear that in mind. The one thing though why I'm quite agree is, and it's a ticklish topic, something to think about. It's just that bit of social media. Because your brand and your image based on how it has put forward. I'm pretty sure that's a hard job. But it can't be squarely tied to your corporate persona. So sure. I walk around a French store and mosquitoes on my Instagram. I'm just saying, right? And that's me. I'm talking about I was from tour on Monday morning and I deliver all my goals. All my targets. Exceeding them all the while. On the weekend, I'm a wild boy. But we have to remember, I don't live in a. So there are people who will go on Right? Yeah, right. I mosquitoes over my head. And there is that in mind. What I will say for those of you who are in positions of power, positions of influence, right? Do not use necessarily see on social media to cloud your judgment and appreciation for them individual when they sit in front of you for an interview. Because we are more than what we post. Like I said, if you ask any of my bosses, right? Yes, how I deliver the workspace. Sometimes by using but it still is very important because do not think that I get because my CV speaks for itself, right? But at the same time, it's all about that. And equal thought, right? So everything is a personal life is put in a digital space. Sometimes put the phone away, live your life, enjoy yourself. And do post the long term. Alright, so again, so take questions away so we have a little later on in the program. After our next presenter speaks, and it doesn't appear here that we're about to leave. I don't say right where you are, but yes, they should. To make a presentation to we have a Milo. So I want to right in front of your branding. Good.
Thanks so much, sir, for very senior person this afternoon. You said some empowering things to us. Some things that we probably go when we were young, but those are values that we have learned. And putting our own corporate life now, sometimes that we recognize that they are lessons that we are learning from our parents and of course our mothers, especially our biggest challenges. And of course we know that's how to spend those money. And so it is man-to-one, and of course, all that has been said, I'm sure that you're looking for the next year, posting on man-to-one. Thank you, sir. And we'll give you this token as part of our appreciation, because yesterday, we don't just invite you to encourage you to hear something. We're not just a community or side other, we're a big community. Thank you.
Andrew McLeod is our next speaker. So let's make it welcome. Thank you. Our next presenter is Mr. Christopher Wanchi. Mr. Wanchi got his sector in 1994 at the National Commercial Conference, numerous roles, including system administration, investment in 2010, transition to support Lifecycle Jamaica and support Cayman Islands as a financial advisor, a role he has executed with distinction. Over the past 10 years, someone has several companies, including Sadcore, and Advisor of the Year, for the past 7 consecutive years. Mr. White has qualified for the prestigious million round table on many occasions, including 4 court tables and 2 tables. He was named Advisor of the Year in Jamaica for 2019. He is an accountant, a life underwriter training counsel, and a financial services professional. In 2014, Mr. Watson served President of Lifecycle, Toastmasters Club, as an communicator, advanced leader. He is a sports enthusiast and a former basketball for his alma Manchester High School. He's also Mr. Clearwater.
For the football part, 100 young men at age 25 started off with a certain gleam in their eyes, a certain desire and passion that one day they will be successful. Yet, by the age of 65, one will be rich, like Wayne. 4 would be financially independent. 5 would still be working for money because they can't afford it not to. 54 would be dead broke, depending on other family members to sustain them. Ladies and gentlemen, this idea was immortalized by one Earl Nightingale in what is known as the strangest secret. The truth is, it is really not a secret, because if we go back to the great book, in Proverbs 23 verse 7, it says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so will it be." Mike will be proud of me as my neighbor today. But today, I'm here to demystify and unravel the myth of mismanagement. Today, we look on Financial Planning 101. We're going to unravel it. What is this strange thing about financial planning? And then, it is important that we get this, because we are the head of the household, and we have to communicate this to our spouse. They should not be communicating this critical information to us. There are 3 main components of financial planning. 1 is the accumulation phase. 2, the distribution phase. And 3, the protection phase of financial planning. And if you glance over there slightly, when we talk about the accumulation of money, which is what most persons are concerned with, it is broken down into 2 further stages. One, short-term accumulation, and the other is long-term accumulation. And we should know the difference. The short-term accumulation is what we call liquidity. And liquidity is accumulating money for an average of 6 to 12 months worth of your income. Why do we need to have access to 6 or 12 months worth of our income? 2 things. 1, emergency. 2, opportunities. For instance, recently we were all faced with COVID. Can you remember that? A lot of persons suddenly found themselves unemployed. Doesn't mean that if you're not working, you get a break on your mortgage or your car note with the bank. Does it mean that your family no longer have an interest in eating? We should be able to continue our lives at least for 6 months if we are not working. So if that's your primary goal whenever you start talking about financial planning, the second stage of liquidity is how do we capitalize on opportunities, because they will come. Now, if you don't have anything there and an opportunity come up, what we will have is example, if a property come up next door for you to purchase and you don't have that 10% deposit and a 10% closing cost, then an opportunity for home ownership is going to miss you. So liquidity is for rainy day and capitalizing on opportunities. The next stage in the accumulation phase is long term. And I just gave a scenario where 54 out of every 100 persons alive, male, will find themselves depending on other family members for daily sustenance because they do not have an income. And because of what we're doing, advanced in medicine, we are living so much longer. See my great colleague down here with me? Even though he look like 52, give him a round of applause. He's a great mentor and a financial genius inside the core. So, accumulation is short term, long term. Do not use one account for both. Separate them and explain it to your spouse at home. The second phase of financial planning is the protection. Why do we accumulate and not protect? It makes absolutely no sense. For years I was in the banking sector and all we talked about was the best interest rate, the greatest return. And when I transitioned into life, I recognized it really didn't make any sense to accumulate and not protect. And there are two main purposes that we are going to protect. One, you're going to protect your ability to generate revenue. Most of us, and you can put up your hand and tell me if you do it otherwise, we trade our time and our expertise for money. Anybody else earn money any other way? No, if you want more money, you can develop on your expertise like we here and trade a little less time for a lot more money. Truly. But can you imagine, and I'd like to use a scenario. If you had a machine, say a machine similar to the one at the bank, and every month you go home and plug in that machine, and magically it gives you the equivalent of what you're earning at your current job. Would you protect that machine? I would try and get another one if I could. But if I ask you, what does that machine represent in your life? What will you say to me? Your employer. Any other suggestion? Yourself. That's it. Because you are able to generate the income that you currently do because you physically turn up and you trade your time and your skill set in exchange for money. If you want more money, you put in more time or upgrade your skill set. And you did say to me that you'd protect that machine. Now you know that that machine is you. What are you doing to ensure continuity of that? So you have to protect yourself. If you stop working today, is there a lump sum of money coming in to replace the income that you normally trade your time and expertise for? And that is protection from disability, critical illness, and all other ailments that will prevent you from working. The second part of protection is really protect your family, your estate, and other assets. For instance, if you should purchase a home, and God forbid, you go too soon, does it mean that the bank should come in and take the home from your family? No. Once you create liability, you should create insurance to take care of that debt. Do not leave that on the responsibility of your young daughters and sons. Right? So the two primary stages of financial planning that we're most concerned with is accumulation, 2, protection, and then the final stage is distribution. Because then, if we do a great job in accumulating and an excellent job in protecting, at some point we are going to outlive our money, which is what you really want to do. And if you do not have something in place, like a simple will, you will tell the government, distribute this on my behalf because I did not need provision. And that is going to make it quite expensive for your loved one. So 3 stages: accumulation, protection, and distribution deals with financial planning 101. I'm going to strengthen that provision. Anyone here have heard the word NPV? That's right, net present value. But have you ever heard human life value? And you can bring it to that next slide for me. Let me explain human life value, Ellen. Take for instance, a 36-year-old man. 36-year-old man who is expected to live to age 65. Now, if that man is generating $5 million per year for his family, and he should go too soon, that old might say that his mother was a financial controller because there was no father. He died at age 3. Now, can you imagine if that old soul should not have that $5 million coming in to take care of the mortgage, the food, school, and all the things that the father would provide? As simple as you look on that, it would be $145 million short in that old soul. How do you expect a old soul to operate with that sort of deficit? So you have 2 options whenever that happens. One, you can save and create a replacement income for yourself if you are no longer around. How do you do that? For instance, if you need to put down 100,000 US, you'd have to put down $18 per month for 426 years. It doesn't seem like a logical step to create income. The truth. Guess what? The other option for a 36-year-old man is to visit one of these young ladies at Sagicor tent or somewhere out there that he can create 100,000 US with $18. 18 US by a 36-year-old man. 100,000 US. Can you tell me why a logical thinking young man would leave their family exposed for $18 that they throw away every single day? I do not understand it. I don't know if you do. But if you do not know, then you just don't know. And that is why we're here on this platform, to tell you that there are options out there. And what I've just given you is basically a little skeleton. Because in Jamaica, in particular, I was just telling these guys that I'm a football star. You know, but in Jamaica, there's another slide there that shows you what has been happening in Jamaica over the last 30 plus 40 years. Because I said to you, 1988, what major event took place in Jamaica? Without a doubt. But if I said, what was the exchange rate for $1 US in 1988, what would you say to me? It was actually 4. So let's go 1998. What major event took place in Jamaica? Reggae Boys World Cup. What was the exchange rate for $1 US in 1998?
50.
At 50, $35. So it jumped from 4 to 35 in 10 years. 2008, major event in Jamaica. Sports. Olympic. Usain Bolt. But do you remember that it was $70 for $1 US in 2008? And now we're in 2023 and it's $155 where I left since on this morning. I don't know if it changed by now. But we cannot be talking about financial planning in Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, and not aware of the fact that 33 years ago, $1 million Jamaican dollars could buy you 250,000 US. And today, $1 million Jamaican dollars buy you 6,600 US. There's no conversation about financial planning in Jamaica that you're not aware of these things. So, with that said, I'm going to give you 3 tips to transform your financial planning. And number 1 is the word discipline. I don't think we're expecting that. Because as men, sometimes we are obsessed with the fact that we want to be our own bosses. And there's nothing wrong with that. We'd agree. But what I would love for us to do as men is to practice to boss ourselves. There's a difference between being your own boss and bossing yourself. Being your own boss means that you can do whatever you choose, whenever you choose, without anyone standing over you. Bossing yourself, however, means that you have the discipline to do the things that you ought to do in order to get the results that you said that you wanted. So discipline, turn up, dress up, but turn up on time every single time. The second non-financial tip that I'd like to share, and it is often said by Jim Rohn, that we become who we surround ourselves with. We are a product of the 5 closest people in our circle. It is true for health, it is true for finances, it is true for knowledge, it's true for almost everything. We become our surroundings. So whenever I am talking to a young man or a woman who said that, hey, I want to be a businessman, or I want to go into the real estate business, I said, show me your phone. Because I want to look on the last 10 conversations that you have. And if you're not talking to businessmen or real estate persons, then you're not being honest with yourselves. Your diary will show me what you want to be. And here, everyone at work will tell you that I'm a stickler for this. My time is my greatest asset. Every day I get 86,400 seconds. And the people that will achieve greatness don't get more. The people that will fail don't get less. And you have to audit their time. There are people in your lives that you should be comfortable in spending 5 minutes with. And there are others that you can spend 5 hours with. Don't ever spend 5 hours with someone that you should be spending 5 minutes with. That is 4 hours and 55 minutes that you're never ever going to get. There's so much that you could do with it. And speaking about spending time, who do we spend the most time with? Because we spend so much time sleeping, working. I'm assuming that one of those persons ought to be our spouse. Not true? What did you say? If you have one. If you do get one, I would encourage you, men, marry well. Because women are natural multipliers. You treat them well, and they will multiply everything that you give them and return back to you. Women shout that now. Look at it. If you give them a house, they get a home. You give them some little grocery money and you get the best meal ever. Healthy meal too. You give them just one of the millions of sperm cells that waste all the time. And you get a bountiful baby boy or girl. You cannot talk about financial planning and not understanding the principle of multiplying through the right spouse. Treat them well and will multiply. In closing, I want to leave this with you. We become what we think about. Tiny tweaks leads to big changes. It's not the big things that you do, it's the little thing that you do consistently that will make the greatest difference in your life. And we don't have to be perfect to start. But ladies and gentlemen, let's start the conversation today, because perfection will be the ultimate result. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cleon. If nothing else, this presentation was certainly sobering. Very, very sobering. Right? One of the things that kind of jumped out at me though, I mean, I've thought about it for a very long time, when you showed that slide about human life value. What was the figure? 145 million?
If you're earning 5 million after 29 years, so
right. But again, it's still human life value. So I don't know, I find it so interesting because I'm like, my goodness man, when you really think about it, we're all just numbers, aren't we? You get that impression. I mean, we're more than just numbers and names and database, but we are also numbers and names and database, you know? But it is a very sobering presentation, and we thank you very much, Cleon, because Cleon, not just talking from the heart, but Cleon also was talking from his Excel sheet, right? A lot of rows and columns in that one, but I want to say this to you. You've got to start thinking of each and every one of your lives as a business. Because when people asking holy questions about it, we say, nobody fasting on the business, don't it? Your affairs, we lose the reference to our affairs as our business. But really and truly, you've got to think about your life as a business. Remember when Maragh was here and he spoke about going to the back of the bus so that when the conductor reach him and then have the money and then kick him off, at least they complete a part of the journey. By the way, bad idea. Don't jump on the bus without the fear, yeah? A different time now, yes? A very different time. And I think Professor Nuts has a song about a bus experience when you don't have the money on it. Alright? But what I'm saying is though, it is very important that you think about your lives as a business. Every responsibility that you take on, right? Gentlemen, let me talk about them. See? We have this thing in Jamaica, we glorify guys. right? Man can't be one burner. Look down on man, one burner, so to speak, right? But gentlemen, just remember this. Woman don't come cheap. They need time. They need attention. And they need money. So every single time you take on a new girl, just don't say that is a new budget item for which you must give consideration. You could give her all the time in the world and all the attention, but that is going to come at a cost. And I'm not saying all women just leech money away from men. That's not what I'm saying at all, because there are lots of women who also support men, right? But if you're going to spend the time is what? You understand? So the more women you have, more time you spend with them, which means the more money it will cost you. And when you're giving them attention, you can't have the same type of attention all the while. You have to balance the attention, you know. So sometimes you've got to cook for them, but sometimes you've got to take them out. And to be fair, the women will treat us occasionally as well. In a very healthy and balanced relationship, that happens. But generally speaking, when you take on these things, it's about a new line item in your budget, in your business. So you've got to accumulate, you've got to protect, and you've got to distribute. Right? You've got to manage your personal brand. What is your vision for your life? What is your mission? What are your core values? What drives you? All of these things you've got to think about. Treating your life like it's a business. Because life ain't no joke. Fun and games, one at a time, fun and games. But really and truly, at the end of the day, it's a business. And you have to remember that. We've got some friends from Totally Male, and I'm going to just put them on standby for a brief moment. Hi Sandra, how are you? Good to see you. I also want to point out though that the basket that was presented to Michael, who had to leave, came from our good friends at FHC. So thank you very much. FHC, taking care of business of the JCSA. And of course, the FAT is one of the JCSA's special partners. So, be open to yourself. Let's see again for FHC. Think of any questions you've got for Wayne and Creon, while I invite Sandra Samuels of Total Nail Spa to share with us for a brief moment, and then we'll take the questions and close out the session this afternoon. Let's hear from Sandra, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm usually the only fly in the ointment when it comes to these meal events. I love it. I've been doing this for, let me just tell you a little bit about who we are, what we're about, and introduce you to our product. Now, I have 40 certificates, so you want to pay attention, that I'm going to give away at the end of my 5-minute presentation. So, as said before, we are Totally Male. I am not Totally Male, but my company is called Totally Male. Next year we're 30 years old. So if you have never heard of us, I don't know where you have been. If you have never been to us, shame on you. Anyway, we are a men's spa, Totally Male spa. Taken care of, cared for, served by women only, and that was delivered to ensure your level of comfort in an environment that's usually viewed as feminine. I just want to express that taking care of yourself is nothing effeminate. You are to take care of yourselves. If you do see yourselves as successful, if you are the breadwinner, the leader of your family, one cannot pour from an empty vessel. So if you do not take care of you, who is going to take care of you? So you need to take care of self first. And I'm not saying to be selfish, but you have to also be smart about it. Having interacted with males for, apart from all my life, but in a more intimate setting as totally male, there are many issues that men feel as if they have to be forced to help themselves or to do their nails, to do your, well, here is standard. Doing your toes and your fingers, you need to bear in mind that one of the major parts of communication is your hands, or your hands. You communicate with your hands, you shake with your hands are always in view, in eye shot. Let me tell you the secret. Women look at three things: teeth, fingernails, and shoes. If he wears a dirty shoes, it says a lot. Right? Mr. Goodson, I believe, Robertson, Mr. Robertson spoke about your brand. And it's a very, very important statement. What is your brand? Do you know what your brand is? What are you showing to the general public? What impression are you giving? It is said that when you enter a room, you always only get a few seconds to make a good first impression. So there is no reason right now why anybody in this room should be untidy, unkempt, and not know anything about fashion. You do not have to buy a magazine anymore. Everything is in the palm of your hand. Your cell phone is one of your best instruments for knowledge. Nobody in here should have an issue with matching colors, what is trendy, what is being worn. Nobody needs to be looking like they're in the 80s because access to information. We are fortunate enough to be living in a time when the access to information is great. Almost everyone has a cell phone. So I want to just tell you a little bit about what we do at Totally Male. We do manicure, pedicures, massage, facials, haircut shave, shampoo. We also color, because if you are doing it and you're not ready to reach there yet, we take care of it, right? And it's not because you're vain, because I've heard several different reasons. It's about presenting your best self. How do you want to be? Feeling confident. Many men are not confident. I learned that also in my business. Many men are very insecure. Many men have several different issues from maybe yay high coming up that they have not dealt with. Totally Male brings you in a space where you're very comfortable. There's no competition with women. We take care of you. I like to say we don't sell services, we sell care. I have been dedicating my life, 30 years of my life, which is like half of my life, to the needs of men, aesthetic needs of men. It's not something that's common. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody does like us. It's not a barber shop. It's not a regular spa. It is a spa dedicated to your needs. That's why I'm here. So anything that's near 101, men 101, boy 101, we are there because we take care of boys from 1 year up. And I can tell you the difference with grooming the little ones coming up. It's a totally different child when he gets to adulthood. We see that. Men, also I implore you to make, if you have sons, to make the barber experience or even the spa experience daddy and son moment. Yes, moms carry the children because they have more time, but there's a total difference in how they relate, in how they view grooming, when they get older, how they operate, how they look, their level of attractiveness when they do it with dad. When dad is the leader in the household. Totally different. So we are located at 6 Windsor Avenue. That's off, I can have it off Old Home Road or off Fairview Avenue, and from whichever end you're coming. And we're open 6 days per week from 9 to 6 in the evening. On a Saturday, we're open from 7 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon. Our times change because of COVID, and it worked so well that we didn't go back, but we usually open later. So on a Saturday, you play ball or you come first, cut the hair, then you go play ball, and then you have the rest of the day to yourself. So, you know, it's all about grooming, taking care of yourself, being clean, taking care of your nails, hand and feet, right? And please, don't discuss or argue with another man about the grooming. They don't count. We are the ones that count. The women, you're doing it for us and yourself. So if you have any challenges, speak to a woman about it. Man can't so rough. Who says so? I'm sure it's not a woman telling that, right? So I heard that in several of my talks and my interactions with males, right? So it is really about you, and it's about your me time too. Think about it. Many of you gentlemen don't have any me time. Your me time may be with the boys in a bar, a play ball, or you sit down in front of a TV, watching a game. That may be your me time, and may be interrupted by several people. But when you come to do your nails, or do your hair, or all your rooms are private, you have your own TV remote, you can do everything in one space. It's private, you don't have to mix. So I'm just letting you know that there is a space for you. So let me ask, how long have you been in yes? Alright, he said it first. I took up so Anchor will give you a little gift. Where did I say we were located? Alright. Let me have one. And alright, what are some of the services that we do? No, you don't get it, right? That's 2. Alright, there's one more here. And I have one more gift. What did I say would be the best thing for a boy child? Alright, okay. There you go, take it to the barber. Alright, so if you want to find out anything else about Totally Male, our numbers are, well, we do have a website, www.totallymalespa.com. All our services are there, all our prices are there. And if you need consultation in terms of fashion, I also do that as well. We don't do clothing anymore, so everybody pretty much buy online mostly. But I can give you fashion advice, or if you want to change your wardrobe, upgrade your wardrobe, that's something also that I can do. Are there any questions? Any questions? Going once, going twice? Yes? Sorry? Okay, it's 285-876-285-1750 or 876-906 mail. That's 906 600 and 6253. 906 6253. Yes. Well, that can be arranged. We do have corporate packages. And we are also on GiftMe. GiftMe also have corporate packages listed online. So we work with the better. I don't have a challenge working with groups such as this, because ultimately it's about engaging everybody looking sharp, everybody feeling comfortable, and everybody being able to afford it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sandro. I'm not an ambassador of Total Meal. I've been there a couple of times and brilliant. Check it out if you can, alright? I mean, what Sandro said, we love our Baba. Difference is man the loyal to them Baba. Right. That's right, but we don't have nail tech also, so. Alright, just to pick up on one thing that you said. Sure. Gentlemen, how many of you are fathers? Just show of hands. Just raise your hand. Alright. Keep your hands up, How many of you are the fathers of sons? Keep your hand up if you're a son or sons. Alright, good. You see, all that matter of personal style and personal branding and just knowing who you are and being comfortable. You can put your hands down now, guys. Right? I just want to point out something to you. Our boys look up to us so much. You might think them now watch, but believe me, they're watching. I lost a bet 5 years ago, which forced me into wearing this mohawk, right? After a while, my son was like, "How do you like the mohawk? You shouldn't cut it." Because he got barber and decided to do something different with it. And when I went to him, he was not pleased. My son now lives in the US. You know what he sports to school? A mohawk. Yeah. One other thing I'll tell you, on a very personal note, when I go home, I'll take my pants off of this robe, and I just keep on my underpants and my undershirt or my merino, right? One day, I was at work and my wife called me, and she said, "Please talk to your son when you come home." I said, "What's going on?" She's like, "He refuses to get dressed in his home clothes because he said when Daddy come home, Daddy keep on him undershirts and underpants, and right now that is what he feel comfortable doing." Right? I wasn't even thinking that this boy is watching me because, you just go home, you don't think I'm going to the room, I'm not out in the living room or whatever, I'm in my room just hanging out, getting out to rest or whatever. But he noticed that, and I feel that, and he said, "Yo, I do it, so I never do it." Gentlemen, it's not only about how you dress, but also how you treat their mothers, right? When they live with mommy right now, they watch these things. The boys especially pay attention to their father hard. So gentlemen, we just want to leave a nugget there with them. Remember that. Do not ever forget that. We now open the floor for questions for either of Cleon or Wayne. You do remember their presentations. So, all right, we got one here, a gentleman there in red, and we'll take another. Do we have an extra microphone? Yes, thank you so much, Helen. Oh, no, this is the mic that's going to be used. All right, let's take the question here.
Yeah, it's for this gentleman, am I right? Clear. Yeah. It has to do, you sound like an insurance guy. Yes. I'm a financial advisor. Alright. There's something that I'm unclear about is, I've heard it mentioned, but since you're here, I probably should ask. How can you use or leverage insurance when acquiring real estate? Is that a thing, a real thing? I will give you a real life example. In 2018, I bought a property in Long Mountain. At the time it was $28 million. And the mortgage over 25 years and the monthly repayment should have been $261,000. And I said to Jamaica National, who had the insurance, the mortgage, I said, Jamaica National, I do not want to pay the life insurance part of this mortgage because I do have my own insurance. And they said, sure, why not? Bring it to us. And I took it to them, and it reduced my mortgage from $261,000 to $225,000. I was able to save $36,000 every month because of that one move. And my personal insurance was less than $50 at the time. So you're thinking, how can you be planning financially and giving an institution $36,000 every month, not for 1 year or 2 years, but for 25 and 30 years? That money should be going into some account to bolster your pension fund. So not knowing is putting yourselves and your family at a disadvantage. I took another step. I'm going to give another example. Because 1 year after that mortgage, I realized that amortized rate was going down. And I went to JN and I said, JN, why is my mortgage still at 8.5 when the market is now 6.9? Can you reduce mine to 6.9 or I will have to remove it? I said, Mr. Walsh, we can't carry it down to 6.9, but we can go 7.5. But it did. It moved the mortgage from 225 to 195. The two moves in 2 years saved me $66,000 per year. Gentlemen, know your financial planning. And when you are empowered with this information, then you can go back to your spouses and have a real conversation, and the respect that you're going to get from them back just knowing is going to be so immeasurable.
All right, thank you very much for the response, Claire. But also, who holds this information? The financial advisor can give you this kind of information, right?
Yes, okay. They should be able to.
Great. Another question? Yes, Mr. Washi, I want to revisit your part of the presentation that you spoke about the SP rate. I just wanted to drive home the point about the time value of money and how inflation eats away at their money. And also you mentioned Jim Rohn, and he said you should not ask what you are getting from a job, but you should ask who you are becoming. So could you just comment on those two things briefly?
And it's interesting that you asked that, because one of the things that I believe in is that success is not something that you chase. In fact, I have it on my Instagram. But success is what you attract by the person that you become. So always, David, the gentleman there shared with me, he said, Walche, the greatest journey that you'll ever face in life is not an outward one. Because we spend so much of our lives looking on others and trying to emulate them. But the greatest journey is really an inward one. When you discover that the person that you are and become comfortable with that person, not to say that you're not going to work on yourself. Look in the mirror, recognize that there's only one of you. You can become a better speaker, you can become a better leader. There's so many ways it can become better, but you want to be authentically do. And that is why I said, tiny tweaks lead to big changes. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying a brick every single hour of every single day. Lay your bricks.
Thank you very much again for that response. And Alan, you had a question, so just ask it and then you can.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It's not necessarily connected to this, but maybe we can connect it, right? Because usually it affects the men's finances, and it also affects our image in a major way. Now, a caveat to this is that I don't suffer from this, however, a lot of my brothers do. This thing about paternity testing and the mandatory paternity testing, I do believe that it is time for us as men, as brothers, to put this back on the agenda in terms of our image and our finances. And why I say that? Usually, a man gets a girl pregnant, but in the back of his mind he's unsure. So he go to his mother, go to his grandmother, or a woman, and they look at the child and say, yeah man, you're. And you go away with that impression in your mind, you spend off your money and you even check a hit. And then when you go to the passport office, you hear say, you know, it's not, you know. And we take a major hit mentally, but we take a hit financially. What can we do as men? Because I think it's time for us to start at the advocacy for mandatory paternity testing. I think it's time.
Thank you very much, Alan. No, let me tell you, so I'll share some knowledge real quick. But I don't know if either Cleon or Wayne want to take it up. So like Wayne, right? But what I will say is that maybe Cleon will agree with me. Remember that bit about making your life a business, treating your life a business? Right? It's not even about the one woman, you know, because here what's happening. If you get a jacket and you're with a one woman, that's, I know your fault, that's her. She went elsewhere, right? Now, in treating your life like a business, you also have to consider family planning. Planning for your family. Planning for the various expenses. Because here what's happening. You and your woman together, unless you're abstaining, we know what the possibilities are. Once you're active, you also know. You understand me? So, you have to plan for that. Have the conversation with your partner. Right? Have the conversation with your partner that, listen, I'm somebody that believes in trust, but I'm also somebody who believes in confirmation. So in the instance that we start a family, when this child is born, I'm going to do a paternity test to confirm that it is mine. It is not an indictment on you as a woman. I want to confirm, because we've seen situations where, okay? Good. Have that conversation. Yeah man, I'm going to make Wayne say something just now. Have that, but we just want to respond while they gather their thoughts. Right? It's a difficult conversation, no? It's a difficult conversation. Because every woman in this, it's difficult but necessary. Because every woman in this room who is a mother, if she's not a mother, if your boyfriend, if your boyfriend or your husband said to yourself, boy, babes, when you born, me I'm going to do a paternity test, you're going to feel insulted. You will feel insulted. I can appreciate that. Because how dare you question my integrity, sir? How dare you? But guess what? We've seen so many examples. And all I want to do is make sure. Because here what's up now. Here what's up. When that child, you have to take responsibility for that child. And that's a financial responsibility. It is an expense for you. Now, you can have this child and grow this child and love this child as a father, you know. But when you find out, you know, your youth biologically, right? You must question at some point and say, yo, look how much money they spend on that youth. It must go through your mind. It's not easy to hear this, you know. It's not easy to hear this. But it is, how you talk, Bryan, it is what it is. You love the youth, you know. You love the youth, you're born and you're glad say your daughter or your son and them recognize you as father. You can't take that away, especially if you're a good father. But when you find out that you can't get on, brother, and you say, yo, what was school fee? Hey, think about it, you know. Think about it. A child, and maintaining a child significantly alters your financial trajectory. Don't it, can? So if you never had to spend on that particular child, then you would have rather put the money into something else. Or maintaining a child that is truly your own biologically. Because a different thing is to adopt. You understand me? You don't say, I never met this baby, but I'm going to adopt this child and I'm going to raise this child. A different thing. But I'm here for it. I don't know about mandatory because that's a massive hurdle. No? It is a massive hurdle to get over. But all I'm saying is, I'm just saying, plan for it. Plan for it. Plan to do it. When you wanted to make some kind of input?
Where's Mike?
No, I mean, no, so I will say, he's pushing for mandatory paternity testing. That's his stance, and he believes that men should lobby for that.
I will simply say this. That pushing mandatory may be a challenge because of rights. We all have our rights, and so we do have rights. So that may be a challenge. So that's all I'll say about that. From a rights-based perspective. Constitution, chapter 3 of the Constitution.
Right, but yes, okay, one quick solution as we close.
Because paternity leave is a thing, you probably shouldn't be able to go on paternity leave unless we know that it's serious. But I have a question. Can I ask you a question? Alright, you just talk about the first one, Bryan. Most of these women into that stuff, you know, whatever, is that stuff. Could you give one or two experiences in your career where your personal branding made a positive outcome financially?
Financially?
Yes.
No, one example. No, so I can't think of, I can't think of anything financial, to be honest.
I can answer that actually.
No, it may have happened indirectly, but for me, I would be able to say directly that it happened. So I remember when I was employed after interview, the person who I reported to commended the appearance. Said she has never seen someone enter a room with such force and presence with both and all. So I guess there was some content that they found interesting really. So it wasn't all tired, but clearly the physical was dominant as well as
Alright, in terms of it affecting your earnings or providing some kind of financial opportunity, it depends on the field in which you work. For example, I MC events. I mean, this is not my best look today, but what I'm saying is, I've gotten calls, people in my DMs, people email me to say, listen, this is how you look at so-and-so wedding, and we don't say, you know, you do a good job. We'd like to employ you or contract you to do this thing for us. You understand me? So when, I don't know if you know, but I'm on TV on Wednesday mornings, right? And I pick my outfits from a particular store, right? And they help me to, build a little sense of style and so on. And I learned from that. And a lot of times when I post my outfits and so on, I'm telling you, every Wednesday afternoon, somebody else reach out to me. You understand? When you put yourself together in a particular way, depending on what you do, then people can reach out to you. But it's not something that's sweeping straight across the board, right? What I will say to you though is, because people focus on your image so much, if you're a subject matter expert, and this is some people who are willing to share on their social media platforms, but if you're a subject matter expert, let's say you're an accountant, you're really good at accounts, right? And you choose to start sharing certain types of accounting tips on your TikTok or on your Instagram or whatnot, people will respond to you differently depending on how you appear. Okay? It's almost like ladies, your hairdresser. If our edges goes and peel up around on one part, and we look like it want to install or take out and move over. You understand me? Our nails them dirty and all other things. Yes, so share your hairdresser? No, so you have to look the part. You have to look it, don't it? If you're sharing tips as an accountant, as a financial advisor, you think clear on, you have up on a TikTok, right? And a shirt full of wool, right? It won't shave. When you look on the shoes, it's a big bread. No, I'm not saying those people don't have money, but if you're putting yourself out there as a financial advisor, giving financial advice, and your shoes are big bread, come on! I hear you, but I don't hear you. I'm not going to leave you. You cannot convince me. You cannot convince me. With your shoes on the bread, and I said to say, yo, listen, I've got this amazing critical illness plan for you. You and your critical illness plan need to fix your shoes first before you come talk to me. You understand? So, again, prepare yourself to reach out to people, reach out to your audience, because it's not all the way depending on your you get a proper corporate look. Anything that you want to portray, put yourself together in that way to make yourself believable and credible. It can go far away for you. Alright? And that's it for the questions. And now, clear another point? Oh, great. We have some entertainment for you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes, we do. I won't tell you his government name. But ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be entertained by Shades. And he says Shades by name and nature. So let's hear it for Shades! Come on, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going!
Big up, big up, big up, big up. Blessings, 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 let me have the entertainment part. However, it's a bit that the group put on. I would love to see this on a much bigger scale. So we can edify a lot of the males out there, especially the youth. Please, if we can go up on the TV, the CDM, but you know, so the millennials and the Gen Z, phone-wise, so we try to get it on the social media, at least educate some of them. Because the reason I say that is that a lot of the young youth them, what we know about, everybody in a dance shit.
And when they make a township and get this money, you know what they want? Gun. If you know what gun they want, the bling bling they want, if they're not living for tomorrow anymore, they're living for today. So when time discuss and drop and bomb, it comes like the whole generational curse, it does remain the same. It's not getting better, it's not getting worse. So the thing will make the change. So, you have to ready, mommy? Yeah. So this one named Dunstan. Someone are listening. Because nothing but a different kind of Dunstan to people right now. And no violence for me. It's simple. You can't be mechanic in your drive and you walk. You gotta work your idle from sidewalk. You sleep in a bed and you sleep in a park. Man, what kind of damn is you talking about? Can't be mechanic raping at your job. Can't be mechanic you are sending kids for rob. Can't be mechanic you are take home and walk side beer like crap. Can't be mechanic you not believe in a unity. Never yet. He have a youth opportunity. Never yet. Do not make it help the community. All you do? Put me under scrutiny. When we say dancing, when we say dancing, me promote a new kind of dancing. Dancing, we are in the ghetto youth scholarship. No farmer hungry, it don't no bandit. When we say dancing, when we say dancing, shit. Promote a new kind of dancing. Dancing, we are in the ghetto youth scholarship. No farmer wrong shit, no that's the wrong shit. Get the good to want more than car and bike. We bling bling, we shine day and night. Drink a banana liquor in here in my sight. Can't see the future where it looks so bright. Just to look big invest in a stocks and bonds. Agriculture and acres of lands. Real estate plus big mansions. Create wealth for future generations. Bank up the big and thick like elephant. Lifestyle people to look real elegant. Invest in the country. Give a lot of grants. So the youth that want migrate and turn immigrants. Dancing. When we say dancing, cheers. Promote a new kind of dancing. Dancing. When you give it to youth scholarship. No farmer and grip. We turn no bandit. When we say dancing. When we say dancing, cheers. Promote a new kind of dancing. Dancing. When you give it to youth scholarship. No farmer and grip. We turn no bandit. Also. What am I doing? Yeah, you know. Alright, so that one here. Before we play the rhythm, play the rhythm. Alright, let me play. That one named Jamaica. You look at that Panama. That one more kind of rugged. But at the first we talk about Jamaica. Someone tell us Jamaica. We're full of kids like a Brazilian, but we are Jamaican. Woman, we are Brazilian, yes, she are Jamaican. Us now we DNA, and we are Jamaican. We are what? No, man, we don't hear you. Please, no, man. Come, no, man. A man talk, you know. No, man, we don't hear you. Man talk, man. We are what? We are what? And that more here, man. That more here. So we say we are what we say Jamaica. Alright? Thunder. We pull up in like a Brazilian, but we are not. Woman, we are Brazilian, yes, she are just. Us in our DNA, and we are Jamaican. We are what? We are what? Do we ever run, do we ever walk, and know we are Jamaican? Do we ever talk about us, and know we are Jamaican? Bro, us in our what? No, we are Jamaican. We are what? We are what? So we are like, we go funny, we are up with the money, the more we analysis, we are eating like a Johnny. See? Really, look at it. They're gonna load them, man. They're gonna load them, man. What are we doing? Alright, alright, here what? The two low, so we're not going here. So here what? We're going to look at the cars. We are DJ from school days, so we used to this. Alright? So ready again? So what we say? We are what? That one, here. Ready now? We don't feel like a Brazilian, but we are Jamaican. Woman, we are Brazilian, yes, she are Jamaican. Us in our DNA, and we are Jamaican. We are what? We are what? Do we ever run, do we ever walk, and know we are Jamaican? Do we ever talk about us, because we know we are Jamaican? Boss, you know what? No, we are Jamaican. We are what? We are what? You know, like we're funny, we're up with the money, this is like a dummy. See, I'm like, you know, they tell you what a dummy, because if you're in from the visit from chicken back lobby, can't be the dummy, Rasta
about pump up the dread, them love it. We love them on the back, so they tell them about the money. Unless they want to wrap up in a sheet like, we full of skill like a Brazilian, but we are Jamaican. Woman we Brazilian, you see that Jamaican. But we know we be Jamaican, we are Jamaican. We are. We are. Do we ever run, do we ever walk, no, we are Jamaican. Do we ever talk about us, no, we are Jamaican. Boss, you know what? No, we are Jamaican. We are. We are. We are Jamaican, so we unique like the mountain with the blue peak, like the rock and the God with the spirit. Don't cheek, flat is water shallow, but it more than feet too deep. Then have the close the mud. Don't want to too cheap, you love chicken. Best dress, you love weed. Say best for Ireland, so best Jamaicans. Greatest people from UK, tomorrow in the US. Hustling, making the US. We not feel like a Brazilian, but we are Jamaican. Woman, we are Brazilian, you see a Jamaican. Hustling away the Jamaica, we are Jamaican. We are what? We are what? We are what? We are what? That's more I hear, man. Alright. So, do the last one. Last one. Alright. Y'all put up the one there? Can't put up. The one up in the 2G. Can't have a 2G. The virgin numbers have a 2G. Put up a 2G bonus. Yeah. Me know about the heartache from friends who born fake. Then the same one that make your heart break. Same one gonna say about to make them share your heart. So nobody can make your heart. But the one that feed it in them, they must feel the thing. Unity and everything, kindness and everything, spiritual connection and true love we have with it. You know, just like we see. Me have to cheer in the cheat. Me can't breathe. From one win, we win what a thing celebrate like a sheep. Me have to cheer in the cheat. Me can't breathe. No, put up it out, never cup it out. No, we make it out when we eat. The negatives we don't hear it. Bad mind suit we don't wear it. No, and from school we apart from a one box food we are share it. And then they know about the hardship, so them can't see for starship. From Bordeaux, they were so close to a concrete tile carpet. Listen, old school we never wanted, Peter go for army, still only the greatness, no migraine na foreign, and the realest for farming. No time for farming, we want the total, talk the total, down on up a bargain. We talk, and now, till morning, we get a news this morning, can't get in visa, so me have to call him, labor and a profit, me have to chase the cheater. Me can't breathe. From one win, we win what a thing celebrate like the sheik. Me have to cheer for me cheater. Me can't breathe. No, put up it out, never cup it out. No, we make it out when we eat. The cheese made in China, not in China. Them not like the red ear pan a China. Cheer for me cheese and we don't need a pom pom. But if you kiss me a pom pom, oh if you say you're day one and you kill your day one, simple meaning no real from day one. All of me cheese them stay strong. No me no liquid waste man. You know about the heartache from friends we born fake. Get the same one that make your heart break. Same one never say doing the right thing. I'm proud of me. Carter, proud of me. Listen, not even the shoes no me journey, you want me to ask me put them. Some church house places no put them 10 posts on the asphalt. So I put them dirty and muddy just like the coat. They will brave may fall, but never heal. I know, man, me pray to when we kneel. Yes, me pray for protection, me pray to heal. Most of all the hypocrite people when we real, because they give me a rough. Me nah lie, smiles from my face, but me heart cry. No matter how it impossible, me want try. Sky's the limit, and I tell me so me can't fly. Because they give me love. Me say the Gideon love. Cheer for one of that. Big up for myself. Man talk, remember. Do it more often, yeah? Big up.
Let's hear it again for Shades, ladies and gentlemen. A clear example that brilliant talent can be channeled into positivity. You understand? Just like that, you know. 4 songs is a good lyricist, solid message.
Yeah.
We just want to see more of that. You understand me? But like the balance, you know, because sometimes you need some, you understand that man out, you know what I mean? Yeah, some kind of a little bit still, but you need a little balance. You understand me? And Shades represents that balance. So after course, correct. Let's hear it again for the gentleman. Alright, I got a couple of giveaways and some presentations. This one is for folks online. By the way, how many in here, your phones are prepaid? How much people still use credit? Alright, very good. Digital credit? Flow credit? Oh, look at the flow people. Oh, anyhow. Alright, so for the folks online, I'm going to do it fastest finger. So you can let us know in the comment section how quick you were to get this bit of credit from, let's start with Flow, since we just had trouble them a while ago. Strictly for the people online. I don't want none of them in here.
I want to watch it.
I see I have credit to people in house. Don't, should I take a picture? That's an idea. And post it on the art. Yes. Yeah. Because I see y'all in the crowd. I see y'all. Alright, so online folks are going to drop the number in the comment section and you try and enter it as fast as you can and get some credit. For those of you in-house, I'm going to read this number real quick. So this one is, yes, Flow. This one is Flow. No man, the online days are delayed, so alright, are we ready? Flow! So remember star 121 or whatever the precursor thing is. Alright? 8 5 5 5 8 2 0 1 1 5 3 0 7 4. I don't know. Who gets it? You did? Eh? It was you?
Yes.
You must have stood up and big up yourself. Congratulations. Anybody need a phone call? Link to them up credit. Alright, let's go with Digital. Get out your phone. Star 121 star 3 8 5 1 0 1 9 9 0 5 1 5 9. Number sign send. To the man in the front, make him a call too, because give him credit. If you can't take a number right now, definitely have credit. And now we will make a presentation to the following: Sandra Samuels, Wayne Robertson, and Cleon Walshy. Making a presentation to the Samuels is our president, Tisha Clark Griffiths. We will, can we get the gift basket please, somebody, anybody? Alan, the gift basket for, or the, oh, the bag, sorry, my bad, this gift bag here. Tisha, I will speak on your behalf. Thank you so much, Sandra. We appreciate your presentation. We took note of everything and will make certain to dial 906-MAIL or 285-1750 to get in touch with Totally Mail and fix up for themselves. Thank you so much for being here today. Or visit them at Windsor Avenue. All right. 6. Yes. The bright spots of the room. 6 Windsor Avenue. All right. Thank you very much. Come on down, Mr. Permanent Secretary. Thank you so much, Tisha. Clarence Frater, first VP, will invite you to make this presentation to one of our speakers, Mr. Wayne Robertson. Clarence, I will also forego your speech and speak. Hold on, right here, gentlemen, right here. Very good. Wayne, your presentation on personal branding was amazing. We took a lot of value. We got a lot of value from it, didn't we? Yes. We are happy that you agreed to be a part of this conversation today, and we're leaving with many nuggets, useful nuggets. I wish you all the further. Thank you very much. Stare into the camera and smile. Very good. And come on down, Cleon Walking. A heavy hitter in the insurance industry, certainly from Sagicor. And I'm going to invite Kelvin Thomas, second VP, to make this presentation. Cleon, we thank you so much for being here with us today. Your presentation certainly has gone a very, very far way. The way you spoke to us this afternoon about the different phases of accumulation, protection, and distribution has gone a far way in helping us, well, you know what, to order our lives in a much more structured manner. Because we've got to manage ourselves properly as we move forward. So again, we thank you for being here with us, and we really appreciate it. God bless you. Stay safe. And now, Clarence, I'm going to invite you once again to, this time, move the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Master of Ceremony. Now, Mr. MC, distinguished presenters on the platform, President Tisha Clark Griffith and our Officer Corps, our sponsors here this afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, pleasant afternoon. It is my pleasure to move the vote of thanks for today's activity. Now, one of the prominent things coming out of this session is man and woman is a mission, not a competition. And we will leave with that, and in addition to that, another important thing is to think about your life as a business. So if you leave away with those two things, then you would have learned something here today. Now, on behalf of the Leadership and Management of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, we want to say a big thank you to our Master of Ceremony, Mr. Garth Williams, who ably took us through today's activity. I want to say a big thank you to Brother Richard Hutchinson for bringing the presence of the Almighty in our midst. I want to thank our President, Sister Tisha Clark Griffith, for bringing greetings. And also want to thank Mr. Nashan Miller, who represented the Minister Green, from the Ministry of Gender, Culture, Entertainment and Sport. I want to say a big thank you to Brother Alan Carter, who, as one of the co-chairs, would have assisted in this program immensely. We thank Brother Jerry Neal Richards for introducing one of our main speakers, Mr. Michael Maragh. We want to thank some very important persons now, and allow me just a few minutes. Mr. Michael Maragh, you have given us food for thought.
how much am I earning and how much does it take to take care of me and I guess by extension my family. Find ways to reduce our expenses and don't put your hat where you can't reach it. We want to thank P.S. Wayne Robertson, and he spoke about building your brand. He spoke about brand yourself for the career you want and not for the job you have. Be consistent in your dressing and be careful of the photos you upload to social media. We want to thank Mr. Cleon Walting, and let me just state, taking special privileges. When I heard Cleon mention his alma mater, Manchester High, I know his presentation would have been immaculate because we share the same alma mater. So, Mr. Walton spoke about short-term accumulation and long-term accumulation. Be able to continue with our lives for at least 6 months, and even if you don't have a job. And you must not just accumulate, but you must protect. And it is your ability to generate revenue. Your time is your greatest asset. I want to say a big thank you to the presenters. I want to say thank you to Miss Sandra Samuel from Total Mail. I want to say a big thank you to Shades and Ship in order. I want to say thank you to Brother Andre McLeod for his introduction. And of course, we want to say thank you to the courtiers, again Brother Alan Carter, and of course Brother Michael Campbell, courtiers of the Men's Coalition Committee. I want to thank the members of the committee. We want to thank our sponsors, Sagicor, and of course First Heritage, and of course we did mention earlier Total Mail. We want to thank the members and prospective members who followed us online this afternoon. We want to thank our General Secretary and her staff. We want to thank Brother O'Shane McKay, who designed the program that you had this afternoon. And so, I also want to thank every single person who made it possible to be here this afternoon. On behalf of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, Leadership and Management, again, I want to say a big thank you to all. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Clarence. I don't think Clarence left any stone unturned just now. Everybody was thanked. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies, for being here, and for those of you who are online as well, tuning in and staying online as well. Happy to have you. Now, JCSA, thanks again for the opportunity to have performed in the way I did. I will encourage you to keep up initiatives like this one. And as often as you can stage a man talk, do so. I know it's an annual thing, and it takes only work, and it takes only money sometimes too, and you all have regular government work. I don't know how to explain to supervisors and anybody else to whom you report. Well, when you are right, you're cool, right? Probably the send minister on WhatsApp, this is not going to be out of office, whatever. But I would say it was a worthwhile experience. I enjoyed it, I learned from it, I've taken notes. I hope you have too. And this is where it ends for today. God bless you, take care, get home safe, and keep Jamaica strong.
Remix the man talk. This time we are talk about dress code grooming and the money part man talk. Cause money talk and walk foot walk, make sure say you're there J Park. Rock and come in it turn up, this time it a king pooper lick and it a spark. Yeah man, brother come a man talk. No look like patty bag, crush up and greasy. In a pants wear so tight, no mind chop it squeeze me. Brother just go easy. Come a man talk, and remember say pants have to wear pan waist and shoes have to out and clean like that. Then you drop on a blazer, sharp like a razor, at ears, everybody get shocked. Yeah man, a MCC set the trend, yeah we set the trend, role model like what? And when I break the bank, we use the think tank, cause we watch how the money gets spent. Remix the man talk. This time we are talk about dress code grooming and the money part man talk. Because money talk and walk foot walk, make sure say you're there J Park. Rock and come in it turn up, this time it a king pooper lick and it a spark. Yeah man, brother come a man talk. Jamaica Civil Service Association Men's Coalition Committee Man Talk 101 2023 edition. Thursday, September 28, 2023, 1 p.m. sharp to 4 p.m. Justiceira Park, right next door to Torrent High School, 31 Malines Road, Kingston. Featuring the likes of Money Maestro, Mr. Michael Maragh, and dress code extraordinaire Mr. Dunstan Bryan. Live stream available on Zoom and YouTube. Official sponsors Totally Male Spa. MC Mr. Garth Williams. Admission is free, so you don't want to miss this. In your fi rock and come in. Come in your fi rock and come in, man. In your fi rock and come in. You know see a man talk time.